Allô, Nissan? Hey, grosse tempête, hein?
Hey, Karine, oui, je sais, les vilains bonhommes de neige sont de retour.
Mais avec le Nissan Rogue à traction intégrale, c'est pas stressant.
Exact, il est conçu et testé pour nos hivers. Oh, Karine, il y a un bonhomme dans le Rogue.
Ah, c'est correct. J'ai allumé les sièges chauffants.
Ah, bien joué, Karine. Maîtrisez toutes les conditions. Louez le Rogue S 2026 à partir de 0,4% jusqu'à 36 mois, incluant une réduction fidélité de 0,5% pour les clients Nissan admissibles. Jusqu'au 2 mars, sur approbation de crédit, les conditions s'appliquent. Détails chez Nissan.
Restaurant Nilufar is a popular downtown falafel joint that's been loved by many for the past 28 years. It first opened its doors on Halloween in 1994 and has been making budget-friendly falafel wraps enjoyed by students ever since. But on Tuesday, the manager of the restaurant, Nilufar Al Shourbaji, woke up to an alarming text message from a friend who had seen the restaurant placed for rent online. And Nilufar joins us now on the phone line. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for inviting me on.
And I have it here that the restaurant, of course, is named after you. Your parents named the restaurant after you.
It is, but my brother's name is Amir, so we couldn't go anywhere with that, right?
So true, right? Already taken.
Exactly.
So, Nilufar, it must have been very shocking to get a text message from a friend saying, with a screen cap here, saying, "Hey, did you know your restaurant is for rent?" Well, tell me about your reaction. How you found out?
I was flabbergasted. I mean, it was more like, "Hey, how come you didn't tell me you were closing?" I was starting to get multiple messages, and I just felt, totally blindsided. I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't sure. I was really confused.
So you're not closing, right? So what's going on over here?
Well, what the situation was it was put up for rent without telling us, and eventually, we might have to close because it's like an aggressive hiring the rent tactic type of thing.
So when is your lease up?
We were on a month-to-month lease, so this is totally a legal thing to do. It is legal. It isn't illegal. However, after 30 years of getting a rent check from somebody, you would think you would be notified first that they wanted to hire the rent or that anything was even in negotiations. We would have liked to have known. And
when you've been in business for, almost 30 years, I would imagine you have a relationship with the landlord, right? So do you have a cordial, decent relationship with the landlord?
We did. Always paid the rent on time, kept everything nice and clean, maintained the building out of pocket. This is why it's such a shock.
So, you mentioned it there before, right? This is probably has to do with increasing rents, right? And we have seen citywide, it doesn't matter where, rents have been going up. The property values are going up. We're seeing increases there, right? So can you tell us, the ballpark here? What kind of increase is being sought after you?
It would be about, I would say, like a $1,600 rent, about higher up. But again, it's not the point of the money. It was the point of let me know, email me, text me, call me, something to show, some type of respect to tenants that have been there for 30 years and have kept the place in the condition that we've kept it.
So how have your discussions been? I imagine after you start getting these text messages from friends, how come you're closing, you reach out to the landlord. So how have those discussions gone?
I don't want to badmouth anyone, but I just like to say that some people are cut from a different cloth, and, everybody is beautiful in their own individual way, but, this was it was too much. It was too much in one shot, shock to my family, to myself, to my customers, to the whole community who is going to suffer a great loss if we do close.
So for Restaurant Nilufar, does this spell the end here? Is it going to be 28 years and it ends here because of this?
We are still going strong with our catering orders. We're never going to stop, feeding the community. We're never going to stop doing all the things we've always wanted to do. It might just not be at 1923 St. Catherine Street West.
And you said it's a month-to-month lease situation. So on that end,
month to month.
Yeah, month to month. Are you planning to? Are you right now planning to shut it down at that location?
It hasn't even been 6 days. Okay. So I really have. I don't want to speak. It's my parents' restaurant. I can't speak on behalf of exactly what they want. Right now, we have no idea what's going on still.
Okay, and with that in mind, would your family consider? You mentioned may not be at that same location, but are you now scouring online ads to find other locations for your restaurant?
I don't even need to. I'm getting so many messages from people that have places in food courts and restaurant and locations, but my head is still spinning. I really have no idea what's going on. I still feel like the betrayal part. I still feel, all these things where I don't know if I'm just going to stick to catering and selling the falafel royale in stores like we're already doing, or sticking to the restaurant. I have no idea.
We're with Nilufar Al Shourbaji. The restaurant Nilufar is named after her. Parents have owned it for 28 years, and they were just informed that the lease is going to end here with a huge increase in the rent. So, Nilufar, I imagine that, you said you've been hearing from people. They're offering you other locations. I would imagine this is what a lot of restaurants are facing. Like, have you been talking to other restaurant owners about some of the increases that they're seeing? Is this a pervasive problem in the industry?
Look, we're already facing all the increases in the food. I mean, I just found out today that the cost of cauliflower today is $10 each. We're facing so many increases, a huge rent increase, too, for these restaurants that aren't necessarily as busy as mine is crazy. And I have spoken to people, even residential, that, they don't have a voice as big as mine to spread awareness. But yes, this happens everywhere to everyone. And it's really bad because, you're going to close innocent businesses down and have employees out on the street. And it's a rough time for everyone, but we didn't think it was going to be this rough and come as this much of a surprise.
Well, let me ask you about, because you've been known for being able to feed people, in an affordable way. And I know with the location where you are so close to Concordia, right? And you must have university students and Dawson students nearby as well. You must have so many, college and university students that come to you, and then you get hit hard with inflation costs as well. So how's that been, trying to keep your prices affordable while the price of everything is going up?
I raised the prices microscopically in September, enough that it would still be affordable, but also that we could keep our doors open. And I think because our restaurant is a really busy one and we're able to work on volume, whereas we might not make something off one person, but at the end of the day, with all the catering orders and with the number of customers, we are able to survive. And this wasn't an endeavor to get rich quick scheme, right? So we did really just want to feed the community and make sure that everybody was fed, because once you've been there as long as we have, you see how many young unhoused people are living around us, how many people are working but still can't feed themselves, students that come to me saying they haven't eaten all day, I haven't eaten all week. So, I mean, that's what the real situation is. Well,
Nilufar, I hope that everything works out for the family restaurant, whether it's at a new location or there's an agreement to be had with the current owner, because I know you've got quite the following in the community. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for inviting me and spreading the awareness. I appreciate it.
That is Nilufar Al Shourbaji. The restaurant, of course, is named Nilufar, and of course, it's been a mainstay on St. Catherine Street for almost 30 years.